Hello, love. Welcome to Feeling Fridays here on the Libran Key. These are messages for the highest and the greatest good of the Empath Collective here on Mama Gaia and the Empath Journey here on Mama Gaia, part of the Elsh Collective, of course. These are messages for the Elsh Collective, empaths, light workers, starseeds, and healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this is the first time that you're stumbling upon this video and this message, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention that I put into these messages, whether you find it or it finds you. We're going to get right into it. We have with us here the energies of Ralph Ray, who came through for the first Feeling Fridays message, which I'm going to link right here. This was from August, and he's back. Part of the representing and on behalf of the Venusians and the Venusian Galactic Council, okay? The Galactic Council of Light, the emissaries of light. Different ways that we refer to them, all pretty much doing the same thing. They are here in service for the highest and the greatest good of the collective, and specifically what he wants to clarify here is the rebalancing needing to take place between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies here on Mama Gaia, okay? Oh, interesting. And he's showing me the crystal now. Chrysoprase. I don't have that, but that could be another one. He wants me to start with the crystals now. So the Chrysoprase crystal, if you have that. And also Chrysocolla, which I do have. Chrysoprase. Yeah, let me just write this down so I'm not forgetting it. Okay, and Chrysocolla. So there's something very... And Selenite. Let me just get the Chrysocolla. Give me 1 second. Because he really wants to speak to this. Okay, these energies really wanting to come through in rebalancing these divine masculine, divine feminine energies, okay? This is kind of basically a preamble to the reading and going into the meditation, what he was showing me, okay? He's coming in on behalf of the divine masculine energies needing to be healed and integrated here on Mama Gaia within the collective of humanity itself, within the fabric of Mama Gaia's energy field, is how he's showing it to me. He's saying, obviously, this applies to whichever sex you are. We all have the energies of the divine feminine and divine masculine within us as earthlings and as being incarnated here on earth in this dualistic type spectrum that we exist upon, right? He's also pointing me to solar flares, light codes, and I actually heard light codes activated. This obviously has been going on for a while, okay? There are, in the solar flares, in the light codes that we are receiving, much divine masculine healing taking place along with the divine feminine. And he wants to reiterate here that if the divine feminine is healing, so is the divine masculine. And he gave me the symbol, the analogy of the yin yang here in this ancient Chinese philosophy of yin and yang essences, okay? It's a way of understanding a dualistic framework that can be incredibly helpful for us with this healing, in doing this healing work. He's saying, understand that it all comes back to balance and integration. And he specifically referred to the yin-yang principle and also Kundalini energies merging, the Ida and the Pingala coming into Sushumna, right? This is that inner balance, the third principle being that inner balance. And I was also guided to write the hieroglyph of Libra here as an analogy for that as well, because the fulcrum point in a scale is that inner balancing point. And he's also showing me how with this, disintegration essentially is how he's referring to it with regard to our divine feminine, divine masculine energies here on Mama Gaia, right? We're coming back into integration, and what that's going to look like is a lot more yin having to come in, or divine feminine energy having to come in order to balance out the divine masculine that's been distorted here. It's interesting because he's saying for too long, right? But at the same time, he's also wanting to acknowledge that this has been a journey, and that every point that we have been through historically as a collective within this distorted masculine has led us up to this point, essentially, is what he's saying to me. Okay, so coming back to these crystals, the Chrysoprase, the Chrysocolla, which is this crystal right here, he's showing me, which is interesting because one thing I really love about the Chrysocolla in this particular piece is that you've got a lot of this sort of like green kind of tealy energy with this darker. Chrysocolla can have like specks of white or cream in it as well. And there's something here, he's showing this is like yin yang. I love it. This particular crystal is like that. Now, Chrysocolla, very divine feminine in nature. Very soothing, very healing to the heart space. He wants to bring that in for some of us, particularly that might need it. There's something that also gets you very much in your physical body about this. The Selenite coming in to clear out these distorted masculine energies, okay? That's what he's here for specifically. And he's showing me how it's all connected. Everything is connected. It is all connected. Hence, the specks that we see on either side of the yin yang here, right? Where you have to have a bit of each other in one another, right? To understand how this integration works and how it takes place, okay? And also reminding us that just like a set of scales, you might have one massive, like, 50-pound disc on one side that looks huge and it's like this, and another 5-10 pounds on the other side. It's not going to look exactly the same on either side, is really what he's wanting to emphasize here. And take that more as a principle and kind of an understanding of how this rebalancing needs to take place, okay? That it's a kind of step-by-step integration process. Also directing me to the fact that these crystals, the Chrysocolla, the Chrysoprase, okay, and Selenite, can also assist us in integrating these light codes, okay? Integrating these energies, meditating with them. Yeah, Chrysocolla is just incredibly, if I hold it for too long, I have a hard time talking because it's just so calming and so soothing. Okay, I'm going to be asking through the Rose Oracle, specifically one of the Rose Oracle. Now remember that this Rose Oracle, I just want to remind you that is something very connected to the Venusians, right? And these Venusian energies, Mother Rose, and the Psychic Tarot, John Holland Psychic Tarot. We're going to start with the Rose Oracle. He wants to really emphasize that bringing the Rose Oracle in is another example of how we require these divine feminine energies to really come in to balance out the distorted masculine. But he's also pointing me, and this might come through in the reading now, he's also pointing me to the fact that there's distorted feminine energies as well that also need rebalancing. It's all connected. Like, he's just showing me how interconnected it all is, okay? And we know full well the divine feminine rising, right? He's actually showing me how this yin aspect here in the dark, this part is rising, okay? Coming up. That's what he's showing me. Okay. Healing the divine masculine within each and every one of us. And essentially the distorted is what he wanted to say. I should make that very clear. The Great Mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. It's interesting that to heal the distorted masculine, we go to the Great Mother. She is the beginning of all things. She is the womb, she is the void, okay? That's what I'm hearing him say. I'm being shown an image of us in utero in the stars, in this expansive blackness with specks of light everywhere, and how each and every one of us is like a star. And we are like specks of light, source consciousness, and the void where we exist is the womb of our great mother. And this is about coming back to this energy of falling into her arms, knowing that she is there to support us, knowing that there is a mystery. There is a mystery to this integration that's going on. And we have to start to really tap into our own intuition, our own connection to divine consciousness in order to better understand it. Empaths, he's showing me, are incredibly powerful. We've talked about this before, okay? When it comes to the energy that empaths emit emotionally, I saw 1111 on the counter as I said that. The energy that empaths emit emotionally, their electromagnetic frequency around their heart is incredibly powerful. When someone who is deeply empathic has this, and in order for us to really access this point of healing, he's showing me how it's very incredible. It's very incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. It's really important to understand that we also need nurturance. We need to be able to feel like we can fall into the arms of our own great mother. I feel like I need to read for the book for that. Yeah. There's just a lot there. There's a lot there that wants to come through. And I feel like there might be some kind of activation in that. Let me just see. Oh, and I opened it up right to the page. 1212 on the counter. Page 80, 81. Okay. Yeah, there's a transmission here. Okay, so. Okay, he wants me to read this part. The great mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life on earth can be, that at times being human can be painful, lonely, and confusing. That is the polarity, and separation can be difficult. And separation can be difficult when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet, okay? This is about duality again. We often see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that everything's okay. And when things don't work out, then perhaps we've done something wrong or have something to fix. We've forgotten that life on Earth isn't like that. Polarity is at the core of the Earth experience. And it's through the polar extremes that we grow the most. We're not meant to avoid the night, the shadow, and the winter. Okay. Yeah. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. Hand over your worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, and doubts to the Great Mother. Lay them on her altar. Return to the sureness of the soil. Fall fully into her arms. Surrender to the great mystery, but it says here, the mystery woven through it all. Remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. That unrestrained joy is closer to grief than we think. And perhaps the more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more you can say, I have truly lived. Okay, I'm going to give the transmission now, so feel of your own free will if you'd like to accept it, by all means, okay? I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the altar and fall into the Great Mother's arms. And so it is. Okay, what Ralph Ray is showing me here and affirming as part of this message is really about healing this also aspect of trying to figure out when things go wrong, why? What have I done wrong? Why? Why me? Victimhood mentality, victimhood consciousness. This is actually an aspect of the distorted masculine when we really try and figure it out. When we are too much in that extreme and we need to kind of pull back. We need to pull back to a more mysterious, mystical, intuitive understanding as to why. It's almost like he's showing me karma now, like I'm seeing the justice card again, this balance, right? This balancing, justice being the Libra card. He's showing me that this energy is very much about lessons we sign up for, karma, rebalancing. Your soul has a much higher understanding of this, right? He's bringing me back to that us in utero in the stars image, where it's like your soul made a decision at some point to experience certain things. Now we have free will. He wants to reiterate that, absolutely. And that there are certain things that can happen and can be created along the way. But there's also things where it's twofold again. It's not just this clear, clean, this happened for this specific reason. It's really interesting. And this is part of that great mystery of the divine. And I'm getting the word surrender come through here, but it's not this passive. I just want to really reiterate this because sometimes I feel like surrender, that word can be taken as I just give up. I'm just going to let whatever happen in my life. And I'm not an agent in my own life. I don't have this is kind of the antithesis of free will, really, and sovereignty. Radical surrendering, just like radical acceptance, is taking a certain responsibility and accountability between differentiating what you actually have control over creatively in your life and what you do not. Okay, that's what he wants to make clear here. After the rain, it's at the bottom of the deck. Silver lining, relief, hope, and mercy. It's over acceptance. Okay, really wanting to reiterate this. Okay, so this might be a specific message for some of you, that there has been some kind of experience here that you have deemed negative, bad, tragic even. And while there is truth to that, in this dualistic understanding of it, there's also a side of it that's hopeful. There's also a side of it that's positive. There's also a side of it that has shaped you into who you are. There's also a side of it perhaps that has opened your eyes to something new. Perhaps it's made you even more deep in your faith. It's giving me chills. Okay, I'm gonna ask now through the psychic tarot. I want to what he's guiding me to give through the tarot here is ways that we can integrate this mystery, ways that we can integrate this balance into our life. Okay, and more than anything, a very healing kind of energy around this, healing the mind, because he's showing me fractured mental bodies. Okay, fractured minds, split minds that, not just, and I mean, when I say split, I don't mean in two, I mean like split up all over the place, okay? This energy of feeling very divided, okay? That brings us back to the Great Mother again, this idea of separation, all right? Giving us pathways of integration for this. Asking now through John Holland's Psychic Tarot for that. Pathways of integration. Of integrating the separation, essentially, is what he's saying to me. Integrating the separation. Coming back to this kind of unified consciousness, the unified field, okay? This is similar to, he's showing me as this being very similar to the Great Mother. Look at what's popping out there. Yeah, memories of love. Okay, this is coming into balance in the emotional body. One of the things that I want to say with this card is, this is where we can see a spectrum of masculine energy that can be very distorted. this is a type of energy that wants answers. It's very much an antithesis to the Great Mother. And there's nothing, he's saying there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong, inherently wrong, with wanting answers. But we always have to come back into balance and integration. Sometimes we won't have the answers right away. Sometimes we actually find the answers by going into this. It's not through the mind. He's also showing me this one. Yeah. Obstacles and challenges. That's a conflict of spirit. Okay. Feeling this conflict of spirit. All of these just popped out. Look at this. Okay, what do we have at the bottom of the deck? Destiny. Okay, so this is a much bigger message here of the wheel of life, the wheel of time, the wheel of fortune in the tarot traditionally. Okay, this goes back to things you signed up for, things you created, scenarios that you set up in a way. This also comes back to a balancing between that and your own creativity, right? Because look, we've got light coming out here. That's the Sun card. Patience, which is temperance. Yeah, really wanting to acknowledge this heartache and loss, okay? That's coming with this sort of obstacles and challenges around perhaps something that happened, right? Stand your ground. The solar plexus chakra, okay? And fertility. Look at this. Thank you. This is coming. Look at the, do you see? This is interesting. The Great Mother, right? Coming in with this energy here. With this light energy, the light of the sun. I'm hearing like enlightenment or illumination, like when you're illuminated on something, when you finally have that aha moment and you go, oh my goodness. It's not in the seeking, it's in going to the Great Mother and having patience, exercising patience. This card is really reminding me a lot of this. Look at that. And it's interesting because this is coming through with the 5, right? It's, 14 reduces to a 5 with this. Obstacles and challenges are an opportunity for resolution, but we have to move into this energy of patience. We need to move into the energy of healing, because that is what the Temperance card, one of the things that the Temperance card represents. Okay, now we have this retrograde with Sagittarius and then Mercury with Sagittarius, in Sagittarius, moving into Capricorn as well. So there's a nod to this. Something about this retrograde, Mercury retrograde energy or season, you could say, that is really coming up a lot to heal a lot of stuff, like revisiting things from the past, looking at new ways of seeing things, about thinking about things, right? Because this is Mercury. And with this solar plexus card, it's interesting because it's coming out right next to this fertility card, this divine mother, okay? Now, the solar plexus chakra is traditionally associated with the masculine energies and with the element of fire. These are both 3s, though. So what Spirit and what Ralph Ray is showing me is balancing out again with this 3 and 3 coming together to make a 6, which is the energy of harmony, the energy of balance, the Venusian energies, okay? The energies of Venus. And she is a representative of that too. He's actually showing me this figure, this woman, as like a Venusian angel. Like I'm seeing her come through as a Venusian being. So beautiful, wanting to really balance this heart chakra. So it's about coming back into the heart, integration back into the heart, right? Taking a step back from this energy and bringing this in, bringing that in, integrating it. in this heart space. Okay, now the Chrysocolla is a really good example, and the Chrysoprase, very, very, very much about that energy. Okay, yeah, this is ongoing, is what he's saying to me. This is ongoing. These energies are very much ongoing. Oh man, yeah. This fertility card really, I'm just gonna hold this up to sort of end out this reading, okay? Bringing those energies right in. You can see them. Okay. I'm gonna end it there. Yeah. I think that's it. I just feel, again, okay, this is wanting just to bring that beautiful after the rain, silver lining energy back into this reading and this integration, okay? This integration of energies. I'm seeing a lot of Kundalini integration happening as well. This Ida Pingala, Sushumna energy coming together with all the colors here, right? Because it's all connected to that in principle. You know, we are multidimensional. We have so many different aspects to ourselves, including the divine feminine and the divine masculine within each and every one of us. And it's all about healing and integrating those things. So many of us are on that journey, right? As empaths and with the empath collective at large. Okay, I'm going to end it there now. Thank you, Ralph Ray, for being here, for the Venusian Galactic Council for being here for us. I thank you for being here with me, spending your time and energy with me in this space, and I'm sending you so much love wherever you are. In love and liberation always.